Hip Flexor Stretch, Toe-to-Wall. The Toe-to-Wall Hip Flexor Stretch is an effective exercise for progressively lengthening the hip flexors. It's particularly useful for those with tight hips and for anybody working towards achieving a full front splits. To perform this exercise, you'll need a soft surface such as a yoga block or ab mat to cushion your knee and a sturdy upright surface like a wall to position your back foot. Begin in a half kneeling position with your back knee on the soft surface and your toes pressed against the wall. Position your shin at approximately a 45-degree angle to the floor. Avoid placing your knee too close to the wall, as this will limit the range of motion and reduce the effectiveness of the stretch. The position of your front foot depends on your current hip flexibility. As you gain flexibility, you can gradually move your front foot forward to deepen the stretch. To maintain balance and stability, ensure your back knee and front foot are about shoulder width apart. This wider stance provides a solid base and prevents you from tipping side to side. One of the most critical elements of this stretch is maintaining square hips. It's common for the rear hip to rotate backwards in an attempt to reduce the intensity of the stretch. To counter this, internally rotate the rear hip and actively push it forward. This adjustment increases the stretch on the hip flexors and ensures proper alignment. Next, set a strong posterior pelvic tilt, our PPT, by contracting the glute of the rear leg and tucking your tailbone under. This action extends the hip and isolates the deep hip flexor muscles. Pay attention to your lower back. There should be no arching. A flat lower back indicates that you're effectively engaging the PPT and targeting the right muscles. Once your hips are square and you've established the PPT, slowly move your torso away from the wall to deepen the hip flexor stretch. Push the toes of the rear foot firmly into the wall. This will help increase the contraction of the rear glute and maintain hip extension. At the same time, engage the hamstrings of the front leg to pull yourself deeper into the stretch. Aim to close the angle between your front hamstring and calf. When you reach your end range, shift your focus to lengthening your body from the rear knee all the way up to your shoulders. Take deep breaths, breathing directly into the hip flexor as you maintain tension by pushing your back foot's toes into the wall and contracting your front leg's hamstrings. Throughout the stretch, regularly check your form. Ask yourself, how deep can I go without losing the posterior pelvic tilt and while keeping the hips square? If you feel like you have more range to explore, you can walk the front foot forward to deepen the stretch. However, be mindful of your form. Do not sacrifice the integrity of the stretch for extra depth. The hip flexor stretch can be adapted for isometric holds, repetitions, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, PNF stretching, and more. Experiment with these variations to find what works best for you. For most people, holding this stretch for 3 sets of 45 to 60 seconds on each side is a good starting point. This allows you to build endurance, improve hip flexibility, and gradually increase your range of motion. Give it a try and see how it feels. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.